Oh, folks, well, I was having a fair old few comments, very interesting, with Tis Clear with regard to the Google and the versus English Village. And interesting points, really, because he was sort of saying, well, about regulations, and what you want more regulations? Oh, no, I don't want more regulations. But on the other hand, there's sort of, it's a tricky sort of thing, isn't it? Because, I mean, if you got, let's put it this way, look from the psychological point of view, if you sort of thought as an individual, you thought, oh, that's a nice street, I'll take a picture of that, or it's on holiday, or maybe something that happened down that street, and you thought, or it was a maybe a newspaper, somebody like that, they'd come along, yep, and take a picture of the street, or estate agents take a picture of the street, whatever, something like that. That's sort of some sort of specific, yeah. And then you've got the other thing, which is we're going to take a picture of every street. Okay. It's now, if an individual went round taking a picture of every street, what do you think they'd say? That what? Oh, obsessive compulsive disorder, possibly. What, you want to take a picture of every street? Oh, what is that then? So there's that sort of point of view. There's now there's also the on the sort of looking from the people that say, well, Google pixelating out the faces and stuff like that, so they're acting reasonably responsibly and stuff like that, and you think, well, yeah, fair enough, okay. And then you look at it from the other point of view, and there's the folks that say, well, hold on, sticking their camera everywhere, there might be some privacy side of things. So there's that sort of balance, isn't there? And then there's the sort of, well, there's the, you don't really want government involved in all these things and regulating everything, but there's sort of, there are times when the people on their own individually don't have the power to sort of balance up what maybe a big corporation, multinational, global corporation, what they're up to. So you need the sort of power of government to counterbalance it. Now, in reality, of course, the big corporations have got lobbyists, so they can afford splash lots of money around and stuff like that. So in reality, in a lot of cases, the government seem to do what the people want. and it sometimes can seem like a very select few. So okay, there's that area, but I think, I mean, most people would say, well, freedom's a good thing, and we like a nice civilised society. So I think you can either have lots of regulations, or you can have responsibility. And getting the balance right, it's difficult, because, for example, you can say, well, you've got a freedom of speech, which you have, but if you're polite about it, even if you're arguing, or you're taking the opposite view of somebody else, or just generally sort of thing, what one person considers polite and acceptable, another person might not. And also, I mean, as I say, if you're polite about it, and most people would say, well, you know, if you put it to a lot of people, and you was genuinely trying to be polite and just sort of saying, well, look, I don't agree with that, and these are my reasons, I think most reasonable people would say, well, that person, they're exercising their freedom of speech, but they're not doing it in a way to try and, all they're doing is just sort of saying, these are my, my differences, that I disagree with you on that. So most people would find that reasonably acceptable, yeah. Whereas you get the other people that are just swear and be rude and obnoxious and whatever. Now, in that case, they're given a pretext, because there's always somebody out there that will want some, for whatever reason, they're looking for a pretext, and as soon as there's a slight pretext that they can justify some regulation, and there'll always be another group of people that will benefit from that regulation, and then there'll be another group of people, a wider group of people, that will generally go along and support that. And then of course you've got the other folks who'll take the opposite view. Now, so it's for example, in Britain we've got a ban on pistol shooting, haven't we? Okay, so people that want to do that, they have to go abroad. Now, I think that came about because of some nasty incident, and it's sad. Yeah, okay. Now, but has that stopped the bad people doing bad things with pistols? No, it hasn't. It's like Plato said. Something like, good people don't need laws, and bad people will find a way around them, and they will. And so you can have as many regulations as you want, but it's not necessary. A lot of it actually it has an adverse effects that people don't always consider, and it's classic. There's sort of things, I mean, where, for example, they introduce a regulation, and maybe a big global corporation that's got loads of money, they can comply with them regulations, but maybe a little company that hasn't got all the wherewithal, they might not be able to afford to have whatever their product is go through all the expensive approvals, so they might have to say, well, we give up. So that benefits the big corporations, because that means that all their little competitors just have to say, that's it, we can't compete, well, and off they go. So there's always that side of things what people don't always consider when they introduce regulations, and even perhaps some of the well-meaning people that either introduce the regulations or consider benefits of them. So that's just sort of thought. And the other thing I was thinking about on a more flippant note was the fact that due to the restrictions on fox hunting, maybe in English villages, when they see a Google car coming down the old street, there might be a new sport. Instead of chasing after the little fox, they might start tally ho and chasing after the Google car. Anyway, just a few thoughts on that, and thanks for the comments, and interesting. Yeah, I say, some things it's difficult, isn't it? Difficult to know what no. Yeah. Right. Cheers for now.